fucking bracket!
What's going on, everyone? Yep, that's right. Black and white. You know that means business. Malcolm and Marie, guys, is a film that is directed by Sam Levinson, who's the director that did Assassination Nation, which I personally thoroughly enjoyed when it came out, as well as Euphoria Season 1. Season 2 is on its way. I like him. I think he's a good director. This is a film that, honestly, when it came out a couple months ago, I had people close to me that didn't like it. So I was like, yeah, I'll just put it off a little bit, because at that point I was filming my movie, so it was like, I need to pay attention to this film. I know it, so I'm just going to put it on the back burner. So when I'm done filming, I can watch this movie. So here I am. I'm able to watch it now. I didn't know anything about this movie other than some people were saying it's kind of like Marriage Story, just a lesser version. But I went into it with open mind because, again, I like the director and I like the two cast members, John David Washington and Zendaya. I like both of them. I think that they're both really good, and I think that they both give their all, obviously in performances. This is essentially a film about, Malcolm after the premiere. He just released his movie. It's like a huge day for him, but him and Marie, they start to fight. And the movie is essentially a 2-hour-long argument. It's exhausting, but honestly, I have to give the director props, because that is part of the style. This is a film that's very exhausting. It's like being in an argument, honestly. It's exhausting after a while. At first you're kind of like into it, and then by the end you're just kind of like, can we be done with arguing? That's kind of what this movie is. So it definitely gets you into the perspective of these two characters. Like, by the end, I will say I did understand both characters. Like, at first, Marie, I definitely wasn't on board 100% with her character, but as she started explaining herself more and more, I understood where she was coming from, and I definitely got it. And same with Malcolm. I think that both of them, they both could have obviously explained things a bit more, but as we all probably know, when you're in an argument, sometimes you're not fully thinking, and unfortunately, people get hurt. It's messed up, but it's part of life, unfortunately. And I think that Malcolm Marie did a good job depicting that. It's a 2-hour argument. I think that it worked really well. And it helps that John David Washington and Zendaya, they have great chemistry, but at the same time, you'll also see that there are trinkets of where it's like, ooh, should they actually be together? Because sometimes it feels kind of toxic. But I think that that's what's great, honestly. It shows everything about a relationship. How sometimes there are things that happen and just kind of like, oh, man. But it's great. I think it did a really good job, and these two actors did a great job selling it. The black and white cinematography I really liked. I'm pretty sure it was shot on film. I liked it. There's one long take early on in the beginning when they get home and the camera's just following John David Washington as he walking around, and it goes back and forth. I liked that. I thought that was very effective because it really kind of showed Malcolm, the character, and I guess he really likes to use the entire room when he's talking. So I thought that was very effective. I also really liked the score. The score's not too apparent in the movie, but at times it did kind of jump in, and it's very jazzy. I thought it was kind of soothing when necessary, but it was effective. And then the dialogue also I thought was pretty solid. There were times where it wasn't fully effective, but I definitely thought that it worked with what it was going for. But besides that, I will say this. I definitely am positive towards this movie, but I do have some issues. For one, I think that the movie could have been a bit shorter. I think that obviously the 2-hour running time was trying to go for that effect of, really hitting home the message. But at the same time, I think that they could have cut down a little bit with certain things, and I think that could have made it a bit more effective. The other thing is that, although, again, I respect this movie, and it seems like a lot more than a lot of people, because a lot of people seem to really want to, hate on this movie, which is why it's divisive, but everyone's opinions are different. But as much as that's the case, I will say that I do think that at the end of the day, if I want to see a movie that's about a couple arguing, I will probably see either, Marriage Story or, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Those two, to me, are the pinnacle of argument movies. I think that they're great at depicting that. Malcolm and Marie, I think it's a valid attempt. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but I will say that I do respect it. I might revisit it in the future. Who knows? It's not a great movie by any means, but I do think that it's a film that, I see a lot of people on Letterboxd giving it 1, 1.5 out of 5, and I'm just kind of like, I don't see it, man. I think that with what it's going for, it's good for what it's doing. So, but besides that, Malcolm Marie, I'll be giving a 3 out of 5 star rating, which was like a hot sauce rating. Where is it? There we go. It's the good old Frank's Red Hot Sauce rating. So yeah, curious to hear your guys' thoughts though on Malcolm Marie. I know it's very divisive at this point. Yet another Netflix movie that I'm reviewing that is divisive. I Care a Lot was also like that. So, but yeah, curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget subscription, notification bell, and all that. Catch you guys later.